What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and the day has finally come. I'm showing you guys my delivery of the Porsche 911 after about a year since speccing it out at the Porsche Center Richmond. In a video there I talked about all the different details, features, and aesthetic and performance aspects that have gone into the custom build. If you guys want to learn more about that, I'm going to leave that video linked down below. But today I'm here to show you the final product, and I mean, the car is absolutely perfect and exactly my preference for a daily driver. I definitely plan to put some miles on this car, but some of the initial aesthetic details you're going to notice include the classic GT silver paint color, and it goes back to my first car that I actually had in silver, in addition to what I think is the star of the show, and that is the Heritage package interior in a beautiful cognac leather and a houndstooth fabric combination that is actually a very rare spec. I first off want to give you guys a huge thanks for watching these videos over the years, because obviously you guys are the biggest reason as to why I'm able to do this. But at the same time, I also love making car videos on the channel, and over the years we've highlighted our interest in both electric cars as well as classic vehicles. But as my daily car, I've always gone with a combustion vehicle, and I'm very happy to stick to that as my daily driver. We've done videos with some of the most incredible car companies in the world, including Mercedes-Benz in Stuttgart, Germany, checking out some concept cars, learning all about car tech, and one of my dream companies to be able to work with one day in some form of content is Porsche. The vehicle that I went with here is the Carrera 4S, and it really is that perfect combination of a daily car that has the great 911 performance in the 992 generation, and for a car that has daily commute, I really wanted to focus on some aspects of comfort as well, and that is going to be shown here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the aesthetic details and the B-roll before giving you guys a first impressions of the car after hopping into it, because it is actually my very first time driving a 911 as well. And in a couple months, after putting about 2,000 kilometers on the vehicle, I'm going to bring you a full comprehensive review of my owner's experience of this car and just what I think about my dream car after driving it as a daily. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. I've remembered that from my first car, I've just always wanted a Porsche, and I was just always waiting till the next one to decide when the time was right to make that jump. And over the years, I've been very lucky to have some pretty awesome cars, but I mean, nothing beats this 911. It truly is a dream car, and one that I feel like I would want to keep for as long as possible. So the back of the car is probably my favorite, and there are a few different preferences that you can go ahead and pick that can really make it unique. And even though I'd say the front of the car is a little bit more understated and relatively low-key, at least for a sports car, the back is where I think this car really shines. First off, you have the 992. This is where you have the 9 slots on each side, as well as the 2 lights in the middle. And there you could pick between a body style color or any specific color. And in this case, I had the GT silver inlays added to really allow it to pop and have the car have like vertical leading lines that also channel throughout the middle. This is also where you have the active rear wing that pops up at certain speeds, and you can turn that on or off. And in addition to that, the other area of customizability includes the logo color and also the emblem, where you have quite a few options. I ended up going with the GT silver in the emblem, and this allows it to just have a bit of a deviated look, because oftentimes if you go with like a gloss black, it of course can blend in with that straight line throughout the back. And I think arguably the best part of the 911, and what is really a recognizable trait, is the brake light that travels all the way across. On top of that, I also went with just a very simple 911 emblem in gloss black. And I love how the whole car has a gloss black trim to it, because it stays really simple without having too many visual distractions. And so I've just taken it out. Instead of having it say Carrera 4S, I just wanted to have 911. And another small touch that is often overlooked and I don't see as commonly is the smoked taillights. I've done this on all my vehicles where it was an option, and it just allows it to look, again, very neutral and unique when the car is turned off. You don't have like the red light or anything, even though some might like the subtle red feature. In this case, I just wanted the car to look completely neutral from the outside, and it does. But when you look at the interior, you have the Heritage brown and houndstooth, which is more expressive, but from the outside, super neutral, pretty low key for what it is, and I think the back of the car just looks incredible. You of course also have the rear diffuser that is nicely rounded off and also houses the sport exhaust tailpipes, and just a lot of subtle details while maintaining the classic silhouette that everyone knows and loves is what makes this car so special. So the wheels that I went with are the RS Spyder in platinum gray, and it has a nice satin tone to it that doesn't take away from the rest of the car. And in a lot of ways, it isn't like the most understated option that I could have went with, but when it comes to the color, I think it blends very nicely. My favorite wheels are of course the ones from the Turbo or the Turbo S, but with a Carrera 4S, you can't go with that option, and so I think these look really, really good. I've had satin black as well as gloss black wheels in the past, and although that's like the popular option, and there was the option to go with that here as well, but I figured I would go with something a little bit different, and I think I'm really happy with that option. In addition to that, the brakes are in a gloss black finish. And then traditionally, I've liked like a yellow accent color, but in this case, the interior of the car is so specific with the cognac tone and the houndstooth that adding another color to it would kind of take it away or even collide with it with being too harsh or sporty. And so I figured keep it very neutral, just like how I've talked about with the rest of the car, but on the inside is where it's gone a little bit crazy. So now we're in the interior, and this is the part that I'm really excited about. One thing that Porsche does really well is their limited editions. And with the 992 Sport Classic and their 75-year anniversary last year, they introduced the Heritage Interior Package, which I believe comes in two different leather and houndstooth options, in both a cognac and houndstooth, as well as a black leather and houndstooth. And between the two options, I've had many different car interiors in the past. I've gone with black, I've had my era of red interiors, and for this car, I really didn't know what I was gonna go with. I thought I was gonna go with a classic black interior, but I decided as soon as I saw the Heritage Edition in the 992 Sport Classic, that if it was an option on this vehicle and it was an option that was available to spec, that I was gonna go with it. It definitely doesn't come in at an affordable price. In Canada, I believe it was $17,000, and this car is lined in a genuine leather interior with this beautiful classic houndstooth finish, and I absolutely love it and would do it again. And I would even go as far as to say, with any other Porsche that I get after this, I would want the exact same interior because it is truly unique. At the same time though, it is pretty fragile. I have to be very careful with this interior because of how special it is, but at different aspects of light, it shines off a different color. Sometimes it is a bit more of a tan brown, and in other scenarios, it is more of an orange, and I think that is what makes it awesome. I also like that they didn't just completely wrap it in the brown interior, but instead, the steering wheel and everything is still the modern Porsche steering wheel in a black leather, and it still has that good level of contrast. It really is perfect. I love every inch of it, and as you can tell, I mean, it is such a comfortable interior just from first impressions. I know there's the option to go with like bucket seats, but typically speaking, I'm someone who would never go with bucket seats because I do plan to daily drive this car, whether it's grocery shopping or going to work. I just want something that is comfortable and sporty at the same time, and I don't really need to take that sportiness to the next level, at least for my uses. Some of the other interior options is the Sport Chrono package. So there's the clock and everything, and with the Heritage Interior package, they kind of pick everything for you to have all of those little touches. The gauge cluster right here with the shifting shows you a green accent color, and that is the same as on the Sport Classic. And as you turn the car on, the speedometer and everything is also in the same color scheme. Just like the exterior badge, I've kept the door sills really simple with just the 911 emblem without it saying Carrera 4S. And on top of that, I also went ahead and upgraded to the Burmester speakers, which is expensive, but you get that full 17 speaker experience in a very enclosed cockpit. So I'll have to test it out and let you know whether or not I think it is worth it. But I've always wanted to have a vehicle with the Burmester speakers, and being my dream car, I figured you might as well go all out in terms of the options. But another thing is I also optioned out the vehicle with a sunroof. This does add a little bit more weight to the car, but for just day-to-day driving, I like to have a lot of light in the car. And especially with the summer coming up, I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. This entire car is very modern. It has all of the touch screens and everything right here for you, and I just like the balance of it. I don't like a car where there's only like touchscreens everywhere. I personally don't like that, but I think they've done a really good job in the balance here, and the interior doesn't try too hard to be too minimalist, nor does it look too overcomplicated, aside from like the houndstooth, which is relatively busy, and I feel like it's either a love it or hate it. So here we are to pick up my car at Rinse Lab after getting a full PPF and a ceramic coat. And I mean, it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, the installation process, like what is it exactly like?
And first of all, of course, we have to wash the whole car, decontaminate everything, making sure that there's no speck of dust. So we did a full car PPF on this, polyurethane films, and best part about this, it's super scratch resistant. Self-healing, that's the best part, under any kind of heat, any kind of sun, all those minor swirls, scratches, minor scuffs, those will simply go away. Pretty much tried to wrap and tuck all these edges to make sure that it's absolutely seamless. These corners and edges around the headlights, the badges, all these lights, no kind of debris is gonna get stuck in there. On top of that, we did put a ceramic coating on top as well, so not only do you have that physical barrier, you also have that sacrificial layer of protection against any kind of contaminants for protecting the PPF as well.
And funny enough, this is the first time I've actually ever gone with PPF. There's different quality aspects when it comes to the PPF. Tell me about some of the features of the XPEL product that...
Oh, the XPEL product's been amazing. So first of all, they have that 10-year manufacturer warranty against any kind of peeling, yellowing, discoloration. Super resistant to any kind of bird etching, chemical resistant. So honestly, once you have this on, it's just a peace of mind, especially when you're traveling, doing the highway drives back to Victoria.
When it comes to PPF products, from even doing really quick research, what I've noticed is really cool about XPEL is that they specialize in wraps like this for this type of environment, whereas 3M, for example, has thousands of products in their entire lineup. If you guys want to go ahead and bring your vehicle here, if you're based in Vancouver, you guys are actually just right next to the auto mall.
Exactly, super convenient. Once you buy a brand new car, just come on right over.
I'll leave a link to everything down below if you guys want to check out Rinse Lab for yourself. Can't wait to really put some miles on this car.
Oh, I'm excited for you, man.
But otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if there's any other specific content or questions that you would like to see of this particular vehicle, because I do plan to make some more videos on it, but also show the intersect between the tech and car world as someone who loves how all of these aspects can come together from a design and innovation standpoint. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.